All right, just a few more weeks and we will be done with the power rankings. You guys don't really like these videos, but I do enjoy doing them. And I tell myself all the time that I'm not going to make another power rankings video. And then I find myself making another power rankings video. It's just something I like to do. It does annoy me about how things change. And I have avoided everything this week. I have not watched a single Rich Eisen show. I just haven't been coming off of what they thought about the Detroit Lions and how they feel, meaning the outside world, and how we feel as fans. I mean, I have seen the most drastic change in this fan base since the loss to the Chicago Bears. And I think it's a collective of how the team has played since the bye week. Even though we've won some of those games, I think that now you guys are finally starting to see what I see. And it's just kind of funny, you know, how I'm ahead of the curve. Like, I see this stuff, but winning does not cure anything. It just covers over. It's like making a mess on the floor, man. And instead of cleaning it up and getting the residue off the floor, you simply put a blanket over it or something like that. It's still there. You just can't see it anymore, right? But you see this, it's like a Band-Aid. A Band-Aid is probably one of the best examples to use. So I have avoided everything, and I'm not looking forward to where we are. I think we were number 7 last week with the NFL power ranking. So I have not seen anything. I've not read anything. I have avoided everything. So this is going to be a surprise for me. Let's see where the NFL has us for the week 15 power rankings. Okay. Number 1 has to be the San Francisco 49ers. No surprise there. I'm going to say number 2 is the Baltimore Ravens. Okay. Yep. I'm going to say number 3, man, Miami lost the way they lost. Dallas Cowboys. Number 3, Dallas Cowboys. Okay, I had to remember them at the last minute. All right, now this is where it gets jumbled. Let me see. Number 4 is probably the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, man, okay. Down a spot. Number 5, if the Detroit Lions were 7 and they lost, number 5 is going to be maybe the Kansas City Chiefs. The Miami Dolphins. Okay, so that means the Chiefs are probably going to be 6. And okay, now all of these teams lost. So the Dolphins didn't move. The Chiefs didn't move. Okay, the Lions were number 7. I'm going to say that the Detroit Lions stay at number 7 with the loss. The Detroit, I was almost perfect. Almost perfect. Here's what they had to say. Even at 8-2, the Lions gave us plenty of reasons to be concerned. From Jared Goff's turnovers to the offensive line injuries and general defensive issues, and none of those things have gotten any better in the 3 games since. At 9-4, Dan Campbell's team is almost assured of earning a playoff bid. We just did a video about that. But Detroit's logging its first postseason win since January. Wow, we just did this. Since January of 92 feels less likely by the day. There are still reasons for hope, and winning the division would help immensely, giving the Detroit Lions home field advantage for at least 1 game. But they have allowed 26 points or more. They have allowed 26 or more points in 5 straight games and 6 of the past 7 games, struggling mightily with mobile quarterbacks throughout the season. When you look at the potential NFC playoff field, this is obviously a problem. The Lions need to find late season answers in a hurry. Detroit looks nothing like it did earlier in the year. Well, wow. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a bar. That's what you call dropping a bar. That is probably the first time I have agreed from start to finish with this assessment, with the power rankings assessment. No lies detected anywhere in there. Like I said, I've seen this stuff. And we are trending, getting bounced out the first round. Because, and again, you know what? So I'm not even going to focus on the power rankings and their thoughts because they echo my thoughts. If the Detroit Lions, there are things that I see this year, and I will accept nothing less. Anything less is a failure. You know how you have 32 teams. If you don't win the Super Bowl, 31 other teams have failed. Okay. That's grand scheme. And you know what the odds are? 1 out of every 32. That's what the odds to be the best team in the entire NFL, right? Those odds are slim. But what I want to see from the Detroit Lions, is a division title. If they go 11-6, that's my first failure of the season. I know you guys, whatever you're going to say, I don't care. I don't, man. I am done. I'm done with caring how anybody feels at this point, right? The Detroit Lions, they have an opportunity. You don't start 8-2 and go 3-4 in your last 7 games. It reminds me, I'm telling you what this reminds me of. It reminds me of 2016, the last time we made the playoffs. I want to say the Lions were on quite the streak. They had lost, I think they were 9-4 or something like that, very close to what we are now. And we wind up losing the last 3. We go into the playoffs on a loss and we get drubbed in Seattle 28-6. That's unacceptable. So for me, winning the division, okay, after starting, that's 1. After starting 8-2, the worst they should be is 12-5. If you go 11-6, I had the Lions between 13-4 and 11-6 in my prediction, right? So they're going to fall somewhere in there. But if you start 8-2 and you go 3 or 4 out of the last 7 and end up 11-6, that's a fail. All right. So for me, win the division, no less than 12-5, host Ford Field's first ever playoff game and win it. That for me is the minimum that I'll accept this year. And I'm going to tell y'all what. The Prime 21s, they here to stay, whether you like it or not. So if you don't like it, I suggest you find somewhere else to watch because I am going to be wearing them whenever. I just didn't feel like putting them on today, right? Also, this offseason, it's going to be something. You better believe it. You better believe it. The only way that, and even if we win the divisional round, I'm still going to expect more of the Detroit Lions next year. 100%. This offseason, I'm going to expect them to take care of business. I'm going to expect Brad Holmes to make our team better because you seem to think that success next year is guaranteed. It is not. It is not. We don't have sustainable success. Now, we're working toward that and we're growing to that. But better seasons is progress. All right. But I will not accept year 4 of a rebuild. I don't want to hear it. This team is 9-2 and we're overachieving. That sounds dumb in my opinion. It does. Because now you can't have it both ways. So now the Lions are a good team or they're overachieving. If they're overachieving, you know what that means? We're not beating good teams. That's what that means. Overachieving sounds like a fluke. And this team at 9-4. So we should expect, if our team is overachieving, we shouldn't even win a playoff game. And that's what it's looking like right now. So I agree 100% with this assessment from start to finish. So let me know your thoughts. Usually I don't agree with the outside Detroit narrative, but I agree with it this time, 100%. Everything that I've said in the offseason, in the season thus far, was summarized in this whole thing, the defensive struggle. They have allowed 26 or more points in 5 straight games and 6 of the past 7. And y'all telling me that it's the offense problem? Offense can't put up 40-some points every single game. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.